Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente, Yogi-O. Welcome to Daily Discipline number 275. My name is Rob Hoback. It is a thirsty Thursday. It is July the 18th. I am happy that you made the decision to join us. Happy you're here. Honored and humbled that you keep coming back like for reals. So, like I said, it's a thirsty Thursday. I mean, I'm like super thirsty this morning. I'm thirsty for the truth. I'm thirsty for some equality and some respect, but most of all, I'm just thirsty because it's hot here. I mean, like super hot. I talked about this yesterday morning that it's going to be the hottest day of the year. The heat index yesterday, 112. That's like Phoenix hot, kids. And trust me, I live there too. It's hot. You don't even want to be outside. It's like shoveling snow. Regardless, it's a work day. We got things to do, so it's time to get to work. First things first, I'm still the realist. You know what else I am? I'm unarmed. Yeah. I feel like every morning I turn on the news and there's just stories about people mindlessly shooting people. And for those of you that live up in Chicago and you're able to point to the south side, be like, let them kill you. I mean, down here in the wild Midwest, so this week alone, there were two separate stories that resulted in 5 deaths. 5. 2 stories, 5 deaths, all about jealousy, right? That one person didn't like that, love triangles, dumb shit like that. So that's 2 stories in which 5 people lost their life. Then last night, there's a story about how 2 people got, there was a big old gunfight outside of a fitness center. Like, what? Like, what? How do you get shot and killed going to the gym? Doesn't that defeat the purpose of going to the gym? So here's my upfront contract. While everybody else is out there shooting each other over a parking spot or, who they're dating and all this stuff, I'm going to be over here, staying in my lane, minding my own business. I will also be unarmed. Yeah, don't need it. And I'm with you. Because there's a couple of those stories around here. The drug dealers, killing each other. I'm good with them. Like, go ahead, do your thing. Just leave the rest of us out of it. All right. My thank yous. Moving on. Right. Enough of that nonsense. My thank yous are yesterday. We talked about that show the first day. Whew. Man, I'm still thankful for it. And here's what my oldest son, Sam, the one that as of right now, I'm the most worried about getting himself into a situation like that, has asked repeatedly to watch that show again. Told me it was his favorite show, and he watches it, and I can't watch it without getting emotional. I just can't. When he's telling me stories of these, just the things that he's seen, and if you haven't checked out the show, it's this guy who was, like we talked about yesterday, he was going to be the man. He had a whole region that placed their expectations on him, and he thought that this is just the way he was supposed to live. He's supposed to, smoke a bunch of weed, drink some beers, it's all good. And then that wasn't enough, right? And so he started chasing a different high. Next thing you know, he's a heroin addict. And to hear him tell these stories of not his story, because he even says, it's like, I came to the realization my story is not enough. That everybody here thinks just like I did. That everybody thinks, oh, it's not going to be me, right? So that's why I call it the first date. Let's go back to the first date. He talks about the first time he drank alcohol. But yeah, just, and the other thing about it, not only do I love the fact that Sam's watching it, there are so many truths to that story of things we've talked about here over the last 275 days of how to live your best life, right? If we look, just look at it and be like, look at the storyline, right? Like he had all these expectations. He thought he knew what he wanted to do. He was very unhappy. He couldn't seem to figure it out. Ends up turning to something that is more destructive than it is helpful. And he had to go through his most difficult time to live his best life. He could only, he had to, it's number one, he talks about all the time, be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else. You don't need, if you need to take drugs or alcohol to feel comfortable in a situation, then you probably need to find a different situation. So number one, be you. Number two, adversity first, right? He thought that he was supposed to be a basketball player. Well, clearly his calling is for something else, and he had to go through the adversity first, right? You got to go through the shit first before you get to the good stuff. You got to look inward. Look inward to find your satisfaction, to find your peace, and then act outward, right? He looked inside and said, here's what's wrong with me. Here's why I can't reconcile it. I need to fix this first, and then I'm going to act out this way. Instead of it always being about me, I'm going to make it all about you, right? Beautiful. And then the other thing, like he starts the first speech you see him given before it. He's talking. He said, "When I started this, I said if I only help one kid, if I only help one person, then it's a success." He's done a lot more than that, right? Like he's talked to millions of kids, and it's the same thing we talk about. It's one step at a time. When you're building your best life, it's one brick at a time. For him, it was one kid at a time. Start small, grind it out every single day. It's all there. It's all there in an hour-long video that will make me cry every time. So, with that, I think we're done for the day, right? Hands up, peace out. We're better together. Appreciate you guys showing up. Love you. Have a great day, and I'll be back here tomorrow. Hope to see you then.